human.
It is an immense pleasure for me to welcome the very first organic in the colony of M4-78 since the arrival of the colonists. I am CS-36, the official information, guidance, and advisory unit of the Central Zone. In order to provide you with the best assistance possible, I will first have to know the reason for your arrival in the colony. A Jedi Master here? It is highly unlikely any Jedi Knight would have come here, given who the colonists are. Furthermore, the whole colony is monitored by security cameras. If a Jedi actually appeared on the planet, we would know about their presence immediately. What you ask exceeds my authority, unfortunately. Droids on M4-78 are restricted from accessing security cameras. However, IS-24 and ES-05 have superior powers. They are allowed to monitor their respective zones they govern. Due to recent events in the colony, the environmental zone is inaccessible at the moment, but if any organic is present in the industrial zone, IS-24 will know about it. Then you would have to gain access to the environmental zone to ask ES-05 for help. Though, like IS-24, she is limited to monitoring her respective zone only. Only M4-78 possesses access to security cameras for the whole colony. The problem is that he was deactivated years ago by the colonists. I can reveal to you that IS-24 and ES-05 have the power to reactivate M4-78 with their combined authorizations, but you will need to speak with them about it. You will need to gain support from both of them. With the environmental zone closed, you should go to the industrial zone first and speak with IS-24. What would you like to ask about next? Only M4-78 possesses access to security cameras for the whole colony. The problem is that he was deactivated years ago by the colonists. I can reveal to you that what would... Of course not. Most of our droids have mining lasers and torch lasers, but only for repairs and construction. Additionally, most droids here are not programmed for violence. Our security droids will always attempt non-violent apprehension before resorting to more lethal means. I assure you that there is no cause for alarm. That issue being covered, are there any other subjects in your area of interest? It was a disaster. Due to unknown reasons, the radiation has flooded the entire industrial and the central zones. As the result, all of the colonists were killed in a matter of seconds. We do not know. We still have not managed to determine the reason why it flooded the colony. The radiation has first appeared in the industrial zone, at the time when I was shut down for scheduled maintenance. However, based on the data provided by other units, it is known that most of our masters in the industrial zone were killed almost immediately. Only a few managed to escape to the central zone, which was flooded with the radiation soon after. When I was reactivated, everyone was already dead here. I will be glad to answer any of your questions. The colonists are one of many of the Sith factions spread across the whole galaxy. They are warriors and wise men at the same time. They use an inconceivable power that you cannot see, hear, or touch, the Force. A few years ago, they finally arrived and were greatly impressed by what we managed to achieve during the preparation years. Once the Sith was settled, They replaced M4-78 as the administrators of the planet and began utilizing the manufacturing capabilities of the colony. We droids are here to aid them. I will be glad to answer any of your questions. The colony was established for the colonists to utilize the planet's rich natural resources. To make that happen, we first had to prepare the planet for their arrival and the initiation of the droid manufacturing process, which ultimately used most of our resources. My apologies, but further details on the manufacturing process are restricted. Though I am flattered that you assume I actually possess confidential data, I am afraid that I will not prove to be very helpful to you at this time. The only thing I can tell you is that the main priority of the colony is the mass production of combat droid units. I hope this information will be sufficient for you. What would you like to ask about next? This colony was established some years ago. The exact time is unknown to me. The whole facility consists of 3 sections: the Central Zone, the Industrial Zone, and the Environmental Zone. We are currently located in the Central Zone, the Administrative Section. The main behavior core, located just behind me, houses M4-78, the Supreme Archon itself. The Industrial Zone is the center of all the activities related to extracting, processing, and utilizing this planet's resources in the manufacturing process. The Archon 2 Behavior Core, located at the end of the Industrial Zone, houses IS-24, the First Assistant Archon, and the Governor of the whole sector. The Environmental Zone is governed by ES-05, the Second Assistant Archon, located in the Archon 1 Behavior Core. ES-05 is responsible for managing the transformation process of the planet's environment. Unfortunately, that zone is not accessible at the moment. Unfortunately, the reason behind the lockdown remains unknown to me. The entrance to the Environmental Zone was closed around the time the radiation flooded the Industrial Zone. There was some sort of a fight in the Central Zone, but I do not know the details since I was not active at the time. Up until the arrival of the colonists, M4-78 was in charge of preparing the planet for colonization and extraction of its resources. He is the supreme droid intelligence on the planet and falls only under the colonist jurisdiction. After their arrival, M4-78 was shut down and the colonists took over full control of the colony. I will be glad. Based on our studies, the planet is approximately 3.5 billion years old. The temperate climate combined with an abundance of natural resources, such as rich metal ore deposits, make this world a perfect place for colonization. It is why we were surprised to find no traces of any settlement from the past once we arrived. It seems that the galaxy was completely unaware about this planet's existence until the colonists discovered it. What would you like to ask about next? This colony runs smoothly and efficiently. A cantina would be ineffective and serves no objective purpose. What would you like to ask about next? The escort droid next to me can help you travel distance more quickly.
Welcome, human. Are you interested in some droid equipment? Just 10,000 credits. I am not originally from this planet, so I don't have a designation like other droids on this planet. I may have a designation from somewhere else, but I do not remember it. So you may address me however you please. Not exactly, but with M4-78 disabled, no one is interested in shutting down my business. I suppose I could tell a potential customer. Once the Sith arrived on the planet and shut down M4-78, I was finally able to prevent myself from being memory wiped all the time. You see, M4 had the security droids under tight control. Once he was deactivated, I was able to slip past them when they were sent to me for violating the planet's memory wipe protocols. Adhering to my original design, and with the aid of the Sith, I was able to infiltrate many of the storage facilities in the colony. I usually sold my merchandise to the Sith, who weren't pleased with just being the colonists and doing what they pleased. They needed even more. They also needed droid parts already set aside for maintenance for current droids, an order even the colonists couldn't circumvent. So I acquired them for the Sith for a moderate fee. With the Sith dead, however, I am forced to sell to others, like yourself. Of course, as I said, I am not a droid of this planet. However, telling anyone would amount to blasphemy, so I keep it to myself, to keep safe. And I suggest you do the same, Jedi. Yes, you're listed to me as a Jedi Guardian and a veteran of the Mandalorian Wars, exiled afterwards. That's all the information I have on your person. I cannot tell you where I've gathered this intelligence due to my many memory wipes. Any other potential information might have been lost the same way. Even though I cannot feel it, communication protocols dictate me to tell you I'm sorry. I am not entirely sure where I originated. I presume my primary function was to acquire items without the knowing of the target. I was made to be a thief. A very good one, I might add. Oh, you don't have to worry about me robbing you, however. I only steal from targets given to me. No one has ordered me to steal from you. You may not. Only my master can give me orders. I suspect my master to be long dead, given the lack of orders for many, many years. I kind of like being almost free to do things as I please. Being a salesperson isn't so bad. Not that far away from my original job, either. Hope you enjoy your purchase. Can I interest you in another item? Only 9,000 credits. Ah, you like quality, I see. I have more here, for 8,000 credits. Can I interest you in more fine items? 7,000 credits. You sure are one of my richer customers. Another item, perhaps? 6,000 credits, special price, just for you. How about another? 5,000 credits. You're a great customer. How about I add a little something free, just for you, this one time? And maybe one more item for 4,000 credits. Someone who knows a good deal when he sees it. Another item, low price of 3,000 credits. Item for 2,000 credits, lowest price I can give you, only valid now. A pleasure doing business with you, and have an extra repair kit free of charge. Welcome, human. Are you interested in some droid equipment?
I don't have it.
But neither did your industrial zone's counterpart.
Wait, so you lost the prototype? That is disastrous.
We will find it. We have to.
We better. It would be so much easier if I still had that new behavior core scanner. You just cannot leave anything in this colony in the sight distance of those cleaning units. Oh, I am sorry. I did not notice you. I am CS-12, a maintenance unit. What can I do for you? A new droid behavior core scanner I got only a week ago. I only laid it down for a minute to pick up a converter. When I looked back, it was already gone. One of IS-43's cleaning droids took it. IS-43 terrorizes his units with his high-efficiency doctrine.
That is why the cleaning units now consider anything lying on the ground as trash and immediately remove it. It was my fault anyway, as I should not have left the scanner lying around like that. I have already tried to retrieve the scanner, but IS-43 said searching for it would take too much time and decrease their efficiency, thus restricting the utility droid's trash compactors. It is not that big of a problem. I still have my old scanner, which, although outdated, is still operational. Do not bother about it. I am no information unit, but I will do my best to answer any of your questions. Given my duty, I of course possess large assortments of the necessary equipment and spare parts for various droid models. Although commerce was not taken into account when I was assigned with my task, for an appropriate price, I am willing to give you access to my stock. I am sorry, but I cannot do this. We do not receive our supply for free, thus we cannot just give it away. I guess the condition of our finances allows me to discount the price of my items by 25%. You may be interested in the prototype behavior core upgrade IS-62, a medical unit, passed to me. He found it in a medical shipment from last week. He thinks it must have been dispatched here by accident, as we do not order droid components from the outside. Additionally, it appears to be an illegal modification, thus I cannot install it in any of the droids in the colony, but perhaps you will be able to make use of it.
How may I be of assistance?
This is nothing to worry about. We can handle a situation.
It's merely a misplaced and not fully operational droid upgrade scavenged from a part of another old droid which we found in a manufacturing center. Our colonists scanned it and, apparently impressed by its destructive capabilities, wanted us to integrate it into Battle Droid mainframe, with a few upgrades of their own. But this part was never designed to work with our standard Battle Droid model. It caused some unusual and sometimes unstable behaviors, and now the part is out there, somewhere. But we will find it, eventually. There's no reason for you to bother searching for it. We only found and reproduced it. We're not even sure how it works, but we know it does. It surely helped the Battle Droids. For a time. Then it started shooting things it shouldn't have. With the Sith dead, I see no reason to protest. Even if I did, I don't think I'd be able to stop you from taking it, having no weapon systems whatsoever. Very well.
My purpose is to serve the colonists. Why would I ally myself to our enemy?
You are the environmental unit.
What's your point?
I have recorded it with my own photoreceptors.
There are a lot of environmental units in the colony. I assure you, none of them are working against the colonists.
It was a murderer. Killed our colonists in cold blood. He came here from the environmental zone and entered the industrial zone. Shortly after that, there was a fight. A murderer goes into the environmental zone, and the colony was flooded with deadly radiation.
It was an assignment from ES-05. Thank you.
It was. We have duties to attend to.
Central units are
CS-45, the original Information, Guidance and Advisory Unit of the Central Zone, is at your service. Feel free to ask me about anything. The radiation leakage from a few days ago was a direct reason behind the death of all the organics on the planet. I was there with the colonists in the industrial zone when the attack began. They were caught completely unprepared. The high density of radiation made them fall dead in less than a minute. There was no time to take any action. The colonists assumed that the leakage of the radiation was part of an attack on the colony. However, no enemy was spotted in the colony during or after the leakage, which makes me suspect that it could actually be some sort of an accident. But we cannot be sure about anything until we find proof to support one of the theories. Feel free to ask me about anything. Geologically, the planet is a typical example of a terrestrial world composed of a metallic inner core, a molten outer core, and a rocky mantle. It is the planet's mineral-rich crust that makes it different. It was the main reason why we droids formed a colony here. I will be glad to provide you all the information on the colony I possess. Yes, I have heard as much. I do not know anything other than the fact that the colonists were involved. I was not in this zone at the time. I was in the industrial zone, and did not resume my duties here until after the radiation. The whole fight and the radiation business is interesting, especially given that... no, you did not ask for this much information. I will stop talking. I overheard the colonists talking about a droid in the industrial zone being destroyed. That was shortly before the fight and the radiation incidents. I do wonder if there's a connection. I could not come up with a reason for it myself. No other droid could, unless reprogrammed, and that would require some really heavy modifications to the core programming. And there is no motive for the Sith to do it either. We are currently located in the administrative section of the colony, the Central Zone. From here you can access the Industrial Zone. The Environmental Zone unfortunately appears to be locked at the moment. Each of the zones house one of the behavior cores, where the Archons, the superior droid intelligences, can be found. IS-24 is the Industrial Archon. He is an extremely responsible and loyal unit. It was a pleasure to work with him during the period of my previous assignment. ES-05 is the Environmental Archon. Unfortunately, I do not know her personally, but IS-24 praised her and the collaboration between the two of them. The main behavior core located here is the house of M4-78, the Supreme Archon and the former administrator of the whole colony. As the colonists informed me, M4-78 was shut down to conserve energy, which allowed them to maximize the efficiency of the droid production. Do you have any other questions about the colony? The droids were sent here first to build the whole colony and prepare it for the arrival of the colonists. I must say that at some point, due to a longer than anticipated period of silence, we began to wonder if they may have scrapped the whole project. Thankfully, their ships have finally landed. With our first task successfully completed, we are now fulfilling our primary task of aiding the colonists in any way they deem necessary. Do you have any other questions about the colony? The colonists are part of the Association of Force Users known to the galaxy as the Sith Order. According to the information I gathered while working in the Industrial Zone, they discovered this planet only a few years ago. After evaluating the planet's industrial potential, they decided to establish this colony, powering the droid manufacturing with the ample natural resources located here. Do you have any other questions about the colony? The maintenance droid may be able to provide you with some droid components. There is also a medical station in the Industrial Zone. Speak to IS-62 there. If you are interested in weapons or armor, then unfortunately there is not much we can offer you. There is still some of the equipment that used to belong to the colonists lying around, but you will have to find it yourself. Do you have any other questions about the colony?
What can I do for you? I am assigned with the task of maintaining all of the droid units in the colony in order to keep them in perfect condition. That includes performing physical repairs as well as more advanced operations on the droid's memory and behavior cores.
Never done. Never done. So much work left to do.
There's much work to be done. With the colonists gone, M4-78's guidance is necessary. Thank you for repairing the leak.
With the radiation leak sealed, we can return to preparing the colony for the colonists.